So the three views of hell, mine's definitely restorative. It's definitely not retributive or punitive. I don't see the cross as retributive or punitive. I believe it's dealing with the wages of sin, which was spiritual death. Jesus died our death, so we do not need to die. And therefore, everyone is now alive. Spirit's death is swallowed up in victory. Oh, death, where is your sting? You know, death itself will be ended. Physical death will be ended at some stage. You know, now spiritual death is ended now through what Jesus did on the cross. You know, and I know people will come up with all sorts of arguments. Most of them are misinterpreting what Jesus said. And if this was such a big issue, do you not think that people would have been preaching in the early church and in the New Testament, and Paul would have been preaching, and Peter would have been preaching, and John would have been preaching, you need to turn to Jesus or you're going to be punished forever? None of them say it. None of them actually directly talk about hell, fire, judgment like that in the New Testament. There's a couple of scriptures that have been used to purport that, one about talking about the wrath of God and avoiding the wrath of God and all that stuff. But actually the word wrath can also be translated passion. You know, so even those scriptures, and I did a 7-part series of this, and I went into every possible scripture in the New Testament that may be referring to this, and gave an alternative explanation, which is just as alternatively possible as the one that people are taking, and much more lines up with the nature and character of who God really is, who wants no one to perish. I'm not at that point where I'm saying this has to be automatic and everyone who dies ends up in a relationship with God automatically. They don't. They have to choose. And they have to choose to come through Jesus and through embracing the cross and that victory over death, that they can receive life. So, yeah, it's been quite a journey on this. And, you know, and I don't take it lightly. And I've been through the experiences of going there. So I've seen it. And so I generally ask people who hold a different view, the penal substitutionary atonement view. You know, someone contacted me a few weeks ago and sort of said, you're removing the cornerstone of the Christian faith, you know, that this penal substitutionary atonement, and you are emasculating God, that he can't be angry anymore. And I'm not. Of course God's angry, but he's not angry with us. What's he got to be angry with us over if Jesus has already died for all our sin? He's angry with everything that's robbing us. He's angry with everything. His wrath is poured out on everything that's stopping us coming to the knowledge of the truth. Every hindrance, every obstacle, every lie, his anger and wrath are poured out on that. They're not poured out on me or anybody. Jesus died our death so we do not need to die. Yeah, and therefore we offer life. We offer abundant life to people with a ministry and a word of reconciliation that we're drawing people back to that relationship. You know, how do people think that we can preach a gospel of fear if perfect love casts out fear? Now, I totally accept that God so wants a relationship with everyone, he will use everything possible to get that relationship. So if someone preaches fear and someone responds to it, he's gonna accept them and welcome them. Although it may not be his number one best way of doing it. People on their deathbed have visions of Jesus turning up before they die. He'll take that. And if people have to choose to go into the consuming fire of his love and presence, he'll take that and he'll still offer them a way out.